Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Scott.
I'm John.
And we're married.
Look at that.
And we are going to talk about knitting.
We are.
Because this is a knitting YouTube show.
It is.
Also known as a podcast. And we are SweetTeaNoShade.
We are. And we are coming...
get it all out right in the open.
In case people were unsure.
Right.
So this is a new location.
Yes.
We were going to do outside, but it's looking a little like it might start raining. And many of you have mentioned how completely disoriented it is when we switch locations and then we switch sides. So we're going to, yeah.
I'm in the outside position right now. This is really going to confuse people because I'm inside
and you're
house,
on the outside.
but I'm in the outside position. Because I sit on the left when we're outside.
Right. So I'm John. This is
I'm
Scott.
Yes.
So
we're totally different people.
Yeah. Despite being together for 10 plus years.
Yeah, we're not one of those couples though. Like, we're very different people.
I hope so.
My friend Amanda, when I recently went disc golfing. I'd be interested if anybody else is into disc golfing. This is my new hobby.
This is not a disc golfing podcast.
This is not a disc golfing podcast.
Disc golfing.
Amanda made some reference to because I was talking about you. We're talking about gaslighting or emotionally manipulating your couple, your spouse
to fall in love with you.
Yeah. Yes. And
it worked.
And I was like, yeah, John's just not the kind of person that would emotionally manipulate me. And I said, he's just not that kind of person. And Amanda's like, yeah, John's better than all of us. And I was like,
that ain't true.
How did you convince all of our friends that you're a better person than everybody else? How does that happen?
I don't know.
It's weird.
It's the not drinking. They just assume that because I'm not getting essay drunk. Because there are laws when you're drinking bubbly.
Yeah, there are no laws when you're drinking Claws. Sure.
Sponsored by White Claw.
Not sponsored by White Claw. Okay. So, all right. So before we get too deep into the knitting content, I want to know what the hell this is. Because this is the third one of these we've gotten out of our garden. We know it's a zucchini.
It's an Italian zucchini.
Somebody told us it was an Italian zucchini. This is the third one we've gotten, and they taste amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I thought with something this big, it would be seedy and
weird.
And tough.
Yeah.
They taste amazing. Our neighbors gave us this zucchini plant and said, here, we have an extra, plant this. Theirs are. They haven't gotten any.
No, I don't know. I don't know what the deal. If we have.
Well, we water our garden a lot.
But I mean, or we. Yeah, I don't know. And this is
Caleb from Bearded Pearl probably knows what this is.
Probably Caleb. Plant Shazam that for us.
Yeah, Plant Shazam it.
So yeah, I don't know if that's abnormal. Like, I was looking for Italian zucchini recipes, and they're like Italian zucchini boats, and they're like this big. And I mean, we could.
Maybe we're just letting them grow too long.
Yeah, but I feel like...
But they taste good.
They taste good, and I feel like it's not like I sit there. I check it every couple of days, so it's not like...
It just appears.
It's like, surprise. So,
okay, well, I'm just going to set this over here. Hopefully it's off camera.
Yeah, so we've got zucchinis. We've got a really great harvest of tomatoes. So that's exciting.
Yes. So it's
harvest time.
Yeah, so it's almost September, and the highs are going to be in the lower 70s this upcoming week.
Right.
Also, this upcoming week, it's Labor Day, and it's going to be Labor Day weekend in the United States. My dad and his wife are coming to visit. My brother and his wife are not coming because they have Santiago, the new baby, whose actual due date was this past Friday. So
he
was 2 months early. I told my family, I said, if Santiago is like any other Asbill, once he finds out that he was born on June 25th and due on close to August 25th, he's going to demand 2 birthdays.
Right. And he'll probably get 2 birthdays because...
Yeah. Knowing Betty Ann.
So
she'll give him 2 birthdays and 2 half birthdays.
And a Christmas.
And a double Christmas or something, yeah.
So.
Yeah, so.
On to the knitting.
So we have I don't have any finished objects.
I have a finished object.
Okay.
I have maybe 3 works in progress.
I have 3 works in progress.
2 of which are for knit-alongs.
Oh yeah, I have a knit. Yeah. Okay. I have 4 works in progress. Actually.
Right. So we have Yeah, we have our knit-along stuff.
We have our Angela Lansbury movie along.
Right. There's a BA update. And that should be...
That was the BA update. I mentioned her, and so now we've paid our dues to her,
right.
So she won't send her minions. As long as we mention her on every podcast, she told us that she wouldn't send us a doll, a haunted doll.
A Chucky. So, yeah, but I think we've got a bit to talk about. We were up in Wisconsin last weekend, which was really nice. It
was near...
Minocqua,
which is, for those of you who know Nurse Cody, the Cody Knits podcast, he used to live in Minocqua. He lives in Atlanta now. But there was no cell service.
We didn't watch TV.
It
was really nice.
We fished.
We knit.
We read.
Yep.
We made lots of food.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Cabin life.
Cabin life. Hashtag cabin life. So, why don't you start? Well, let's start with your finished object.
That sounds good. All right. So here is my...
We didn't say what this location is.
Oh.
So so our house was built in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And you can sit up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Our house was built in the 40s, and it was a style of house built in a time when there wasn't a formal dining room. There was an eat-in kitchen built in this size house. It's about, it's 2,000 square feet because of the
basement.
Yeah. But prior to that, it was probably 1,500 square feet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And so in the 90s, they did a
redo
model.
Yeah.
And they got rid of the eat-in kitchen, so our house doesn't have a dining room of any kind.
Right. Which is fine because we use a dining room once, maybe twice a year.
Right.
So, and
we do have a dining room table in the basement, but it's mainly used for games and stuff like that. When we have board game nights and stuff. Although we have not been having those as much in COVID, since it's a little awkward to have a bunch of people in your house. But what was the point of this story? So,
where are we?
So the main floor of the house is the kitchen, which is where our phone is set in the middle of, and then that's the living room. And then there's a little entryway over there with 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. So this is the peninsula that separates the kitchen from the living room. So that's where we are. And this might become my new favorite spot.
Really?
Well, it was really easy to set up here, and it forces us to clean our kitchen. It forces us to clean our living room.
Right.
So, okay, sorry, finished object.
So this is my finished object. This is the 66 Triangles Cowl by Benjamin Matthew Designs. So I finished this at the cabin. The 2 yarns, let me get the ball bands really quick, just to get it right. The 2 yarns are
This is whiskey?
No. Georgia Pecan.
Doesn't Trilogy Yarns have a whiskey?
Yeah, we have a DK whiskey from her.
That's right.
It was one of the ones I thought about using for this.
Okay.
So this is from Lady Di Yarns. It is a DK, and it's called Georgia Pecan. The gold color is, and it is superwash merino. And the other one is from Urban Girl Yarns. It's DK, which is also superwash merino, and the color is Kaleidoscope.
Do you know where either of these are there? Okay, let me. So
Lady Di Yarns. I'm sorry. She is in Urban Girl Yarns. Is in Virginia, I think. It says Virginia local dyer,
okay.
And I think Lady Di Yarns is.
It's in the United. She's in the United States.
I feel like she's in Brooklyn, but I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I don't see.
It doesn't really say.
On the thing. I was just curious if you knew.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I think this turned out great. So on one of the comments, they said, I posted a picture on Instagram, and they said it looked like Christmas trees when you hold it this way.
Oh, gosh. You know what you could do? Like red and white or a green and white?
Yeah,
or a green
it would be...
Green and red would be... I don't know if you've noticed, like when you do green and red together, it's a little... It's not as...
It's a little too much. But you could do like a green... Yeah. You could do the red with a white with green speckles.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway.
Is that stranded color work?
Yes. Okay. So if you turn it inside out...
Oh, it's your favorite thing?
It is my favorite thing. This is what it looks like inside out.
That yarn blocked beautiful. That project blocked beautifully.
Yeah. It turned out really well.
That's really well done. You did a really good job on that.
Yeah, I really liked, and it was a really, it was a fun pattern. It had been in my queue for quite some time, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna do it because I have 2 yarns that I like. So I did a tubular cast on, which is So
I think I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but. So there are these things that Betty Ann doesn't like.
What's that?
She doesn't like when people mispronounce things.
Tubular?
She doesn't
Cast on?
She doesn't like people that have weird mouths.
Okay.
She doesn't like the color citrine, or the gemstone citrine.
Uh-huh.
Although she yelled at me and she's like, I never said that. Okay, back to the point of the
story.
Yeah,
no, where are we going with this?
It inflames her. It enrages her when people pronounce nuclear.
Have I done any of these things?
Every time you say tubular, I want to go, it's tubular. Because tubular, nuclear, every time you say tubular, I want to say, oh, honey, it's tubular.
I don't think it is.
It's not. Betty Ann, it's like I have a scar in my brain from her beating it into me that it's pronounced nuclear and not nuclear. Anyway, go ahead.
So, well, that was an interesting.
Tubular cast on.
So this is a tubular cast on at the bottom. And then for the cast off, I did a tubular cast off.
I want to do a Christmas version of this now. I can't stop thinking about it.
I actually can think of several yarns that work really well with that we have. So, and then I did a tubular cast off, which was a sewn cast off.
I never watched you do it.
Oh.
You did it at the cabin, didn't you?
I did it at the cabin.
I never watched you do it.
It was really cool. So it was a little bit like you had to take, you got yarn, you got like 4 times the length of the yarn. Mm-hmm. Oh, and you did because you helped me do the join.
Yeah, but I didn't watch you actually do the cast off.
So, and basically what you do is it's kind of like it's not a Kitchener, but you're sewing the end so it comes off like this. And it was not any worse than casting off.
That's another thing I think that makes that project look so nice and professional.
Yeah.
Because the ends are so nice looking.
I heard someone say, I think it was an interview with, was it Josh Bennett? He's the guy.
He's the one that we saw at Vogue Knitting.
At Vogue Knitting. And he said, like, the thing that really makes a thing look good is really the ends. So you can really, it just adds a little polish to it. So yeah, I really liked the design. It was super fun. I love these colors together. The nice thing about knitting stuff in the summer is I'm like, I can't wait for it to get cold so I can wear this. Mm-hmm. So,
could we have done a tubular cast on for the knit along that we're doing?
So, we could have, but it would have taken I don't think so, because generally what I've seen, and correct me if I'm going to, I've seen tubular cast on used for ribbing, like 1x1 ribbing.
Oh.
Is I think where I've mostly seen it.
Okay.
But that may just because most edges are 1x1 ribbing for most garments.
Right.
So I wouldn't, because the way, I suppose you could, but it generally, the way I've seen it is it creates some sort of rib pattern.
Right.
So anyway, this is actually a pretty quick project too. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it took maybe a couple weeks.
And again, I think that you have a special gift for putting colors together that no one else would put together.
Yeah.
Because of your unique way of viewing the world.
I know.
All kidding aside,
it's not a hand. It's a gift.
All kidding aside, I feel like I tease you a lot.
What?
But I feel like you put things together that I would never. And then most of the time,
well,
they turn out really good.
I always get a check. But like one of the things they say is they think that Van Gogh was colorblind.
Yeah, I feel like
and that's one of the reasons why his colors are so, or one of the thoughts is that's why his colors are so interesting and vibrant and unusual, because he had to sort of do unconventional color choices.
Well, I just watched a lecture on YouTube from the National Gallery in the UK.
Sure.
And it was about sunflowers. The Van Gogh, I guess he did a series of them. And they referenced several times that his favorite color was yellow.
Okay.
So, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but...
No. Sure. But yeah, again, and I have, I mean, obviously more of this, but I want to figure out something to do with this, because this color by itself would be great. So maybe a hat or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, hooray, finished object.
All right, so my first work in progress is the
monkey.
Jerry the Musical Monkey, Danger Crafts, Rebecca Danger. And I got this from Darn Knit Anyway in Stillwater, Minnesota. Somebody in the comments mentioned that they love this yarn store, so it's kind of fun when there's that small world connection. So they do a monthly makers something, can't remember what it's called, but they sell kits for projects and stuff, and so I bought this. And I've shown this before. It's a paid for pattern, but I'm not giving anything away by showing the cover page. So I haven't made a lot. My knitting has been kind of all over the place because of just different things that we've wanted to do. But so far, I've done the body. This is a monkey body.
Okay.
Also looks like a mitten without a thumb.
Is this where the head goes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
And then this that looks like a tulip is one of the arms.
So is that the hand?
That's the paw. Yeah.
Huh.
So it goes like that.
I love those two colors together.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm a monkey.
Yeah. Great, John.
Oh,
it's awesome.
It is awesome.
So this is what the yarn looks like. This is
Malabrigo Rios.
Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Piedras, which means stones.
Yeah.
And then this is the contrasting color for like the little features, and it's vintage, Barocco, vintage, in the colorway 5195.
Oh my god, I love 5195.
I know, right?
It's not as good as 5194.
I know.
But it's pretty good.
So, oh wait a second, there's that. It's my battery pack.
It's amazing when you finally open. So I think something about Malabrigo Rios. I don't know. It is awesome. Such a easy, great yarn to knit with. It's it's my go-to, I think, mid-range yarn.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I can't remember how many. So the arms are 10 stitches, and I'm really proud of the fact that
is that ribbing or is it just
no?
Okay.
It's just knit stitches. But I'm really proud of the fact that I did this magic loop. I don't have any laddering, or anything.
So do you stuff the arm?
You know, I don't know.
Surely.
No, it doesn't look. It looks like you don't.
Okay.
If you look at the monkey, see?
Oh yeah. Okay.
They just kind of dangle. His
legs,
you
stuff the hands though.
Yeah, you stuff the hands. His legs, his arms, and his tail are not stuffed.
Okay. I was just wondering how you get the stuffing. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could with a something,
yeah, but yeah. So you do stuff the paws, the body. Oh my god! I just noticed she put a
little belly
X
button
for the belly button. That's funny.
Cute.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's coming along. I did some of it at the cabin, but I haven't really gone back to it because...
Other stuff I've taken.
The competitive knitting that has occurred in our household, which we will get to. Okay, so...
Do you want to... And I'll do my sweater now, and then we'll do the knit-along stuff.
Yes.
So this is... I am doing a pair of baby sweaters for our across-the-street neighbors. This one has a deadline, I've decided, because... Their 6-month anniversary, their 6-month birthday is September 6th. So I have decided that I'm going to get it done by September 6th. So luckily I've got one of them done already. This is the Leelanau sweater by French Press Knits.
Yes.
And so what I've done, and smells like, God bless America, feels like butter.
Feels like butter.
Feels like butter, which is a worsted polyester from Red Heart. Yeah. I've got a ball band in here.
No, it's Lion Brand.
Lion Brand. So where we are right now is, so this is sweater number 1.
Yeah, it's Lion Brand.
And for sweater number 2, it's just a reverse. So I have the body done, one arm done, and
you got that arm done in a day.
Yeah,
right?
this arm took me a day, and that was knitting on other projects too. So,
wow.
Yeah, and doing other stuff. So I feel I can do. I would probably sit down, start the next arm tonight, and then finish it by Monday, and then just the top isn't that much, and it's circular knitting. So circular.
It's not pronounced circular, it's pronounced circular. Like nuclear.
I can't believe this is a thing now. Anyway.
It's hand. She drills into your head.
So anyway, but yeah, they're just meant to be sort of inverses of each other. I had this moment of panic, so we were hanging out with them the other day, and these babies are fat, adorable things right now.
They are chunks. Beautiful chunks.
They are so cute. So
they're baby chunks. I mean, they're not fat.
No, they're big, huge, like.
Unlike my nephew Santiago, he's starting to get.
Yeah.
But he's
So they're really cute. So they were like walking. I ran into them, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, your children they're so big." They're like, and I'm like. So are they on, I was like, are they about the right weight for their age?
How big around are they?
I know. And
how long is their torso?
I'm like, are they about, on the charts, are they about average for their age? Because this is a 6 to 12 month pattern. And I'm like, well, I better get it to them. But, and apparently.
You can't block it.
No, just stretch it out a little bit. But the babies are right where they should be. And then we were hanging out with them, and then I ran back to the house for something. I looked at our sweater. I'm like, I think we'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm super excited to get these done. Yeah. That is that. So I think. So yeah, I'll be working pretty hard on these.
We bought some Dreft.
We bought some Dreft to wash everything with.
Both for my nephew and for other gifts. And
stuff. And I wasn't.
Wait. What needles are you using?
Oh, I've just kept. These are. So this is the sleeve, and so I just put it on some 8-inch circulars to hold it.
I was gonna say those are. I bought those, but I don't like those.
Yeah, no, I did not.
But you didn't use those.
No, these are. So yeah, I tried again. So we have that set of like circular needles. So when you cast
the Chao blue or
the Chao blue, so I did the smallest thing, the smallest tips, and you cast on 28 stitches, and
it's almost impossible to not do it in Magic Loop or DPNs.
DPNs, yeah, which you hate, which I don't like doing, and so yeah. But yeah, I feel like it looks. I love how this turned out with the red with the blue flecks, but I think the blue with the red flecks or the teal with the red flecks looks pretty good too. So I'm excited. Yeah. So yeah, is the 30th today. So I have 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 days?
And several of those days my family's going to be here, so...
Well, I mean, I'll get it done before your family comes here.
No, I just meant like while we're doing as-bill stuff.
I like hand.
You can sit in your corner and knit.
And be like, leave me alone.
You'll be the lone Salisbury amongst the as-bills.
Well, that's all right. So yeah, that is...
All right, so we are going to talk about our mystery knit-along that we are doing. It's not ours. It's one that we're participating in with the Progressive East End
People
Project,
yeah.
Which is a group of knitting stores on the east side of the Twin Cities, yarn stores on the east side of the Twin Cities. And so they, there's a pattern, a crochet pattern and a knitting pattern. The way they did it was that each of the 6 stores is selling a kit. The pattern is the same. All of us are knitting the same pattern, but the kits are 5 minis. Is it 5 or 6?
5.
5 minis, and they're Malabrigo.
Yep.
They're sock yarn.
Yeah.
And the Malabrigo
minis are all the same.
Are all the same for every kit.
Right.
However, each...
The main color,
the main color, which is a full skein of fingering weight yarn, was selected by each store. So each store has a unique main color. And so we bought from different stores.
Yep.
And so we'll talk about that in a minute. So that's kind of how it works. They released the first clue. Oh, and so one of the owners of the yarn, his name's Scott, and he owns the Yarnery in St. Paul, and I can't remember where they've moved to, because they're not on Grand anymore.
Oh, I have no idea then.
Yeah, I can't. He moved and reopened like a month ago or something. So anyway, he designed 2 patterns, a knit pattern and a crochet pattern.
I think he did the knit pattern.
Oh, but not the crochet pattern. Okay.
Yeah.
So the knit pattern is called Riverfront. The crochet pattern is called Oceanfront. We know he designed the Riverfront. And so we got the first clue Thursday. And lo and behold, John and I have never knit the same pattern at the same time. And lo and behold, what I did not anticipate was the fact that...
You did not anticipate that?
It lit a competitive fire between the two of us of who was going to finish first.
Right.
So
the nice thing is they're releasing the clues every 2 weeks as opposed to every 1 week. So
because
all right, should we talk?
Line 1 of the first clue is
cast on 300 stitches.
Cast on 300 stitches. Now I know there are lots of patterns that do that and more. But I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
And then, I we are giving a little bit away, but it's okay because it's just the cast on part. Right. It says cast on 300 stitches, and then it says knit 18 rows. Oh God. Okay.
So here's where we are.
Yes.
So
I don't know what row you're on.
I am on row.
No, I'm in the middle of a row.
Yeah, I am on row 25.
Okay, I think I'm on row... Wait, can I see the pattern for a second? I'm on row, like, 50-some.
Oh, right. You're way ahead of me right now. Not that it's a competition. So
it's a square or a rectangle. There, he's referring to it as a scarf.
Yeah. So...
That's all.
So this is... Yeah, no, it's all twisted to heck. But yeah, here's... And I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to fall off the needles.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
So
to see the whole thing. But what you can't tell from this is because like there's a whole bunch of short rows. So like you can see that.
Not so much of mine, so you're a little further behind on the knife. But yeah.
Oh yeah. So there's a whole bunch so you can see that, and then there's a part that I'm working on right now down here, which is this is a lot of I'm focused or not I'm focusing, but there's the focus of this part of the pattern is doing short rows down on this side.
So yeah, we've been we've been competing, and Scott is ahead right now, but that's okay.
Yeah, you were focusing on the baby sweaters, though.
Yeah.
That's why I got ahead. My primary yarn is Lakeshore, 100% superwash. So that's the colorway. It's Lavender Loon, which is a Minnesota yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Lakeshore is the colorway, and it's 100% superwash merino.
And this is from this is from Oink Pigments, which is now my new favorite yarn dyer name. And the base is called Nimbus, I think. It is fingering weight.
Wait, why isn't that the colorway? That's right.
So
I'll just be quiet.
And it's from Indianapolis, Indiana, and it's merino cashmere nylon. So 8% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and the colorway is called I Like It Alpaca.
Good job!
Yay, Prince Curly. So yeah, this yarn is just kind of
this yarn is great, but
God, it's so scratchy. No, because yours is just superwash merino, but yeah,
right, compared to you have got the cashmere in it.
So like I get why it's called Nimbus, because it feels very cloud-like and fluffy,
and it looks very cloud-like and fluffy.
So I'm trying to figure out. So I really like this. I don't know if you need there's scarf in my life, so I'm trying to figure out who this will make a really good.
I'm giving mine to Margaret. I decided.
I might give it to Stephanie. Gaw.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, so it's fun. The next clue comes out in 2 weeks, and I think we'll be ready for it.
2 weeks from last Thursday.
Yeah. So a week from this coming Thursday. And so I want to go into my acquisition. Yes. So this is a bag from Caleb, also known as the Bearded Pearl.
He has a podcast and an Etsy store. I got the sock yarn, the sock size.
Yeah, and I got I think it's shawl size. So I love this bag. I like this bag, and I love this bag. I'm assuming he hand sews these. But it just
not hand sews.
I mean,
I know what you mean. He makes them.
He makes them, right? Yeah. And
it's
it's so clean. I really like it a lot. And the other thing which is fun is
he has a very clean
aesthetic. Yes. Which isn't surprising.
He's a better person.
I know. I feel like he probably does things like make his bed every day.
I make our bed every day because it's behind me in my Zoom calls.
So I bought this. It came, and he sent me a bonus bag.
Yay!
Which I'm just thrilled about. And I think what I'd like to do is when people give us stuff like this, I like to pay it forward a little bit. So
you've got your block in your face.
Oh. So what I would like to do is make this one of the prizes for our knit along.
Yes. The knit along that we're participating in with a bunch of other podcasters.
Yeah. So anyway, just if you are... Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure.
So the we have been negligent in putting our Ravelry groups up. But I'm hoping that's okay because...
Did you put it up?
I'm going to put it up while this video is being edited.
Okay.
So
Sounds
by
good.
the time the video is posted,
it'll be up.
Ravelry chatter and finished object threads will be posted.
Excellent.
It is the knit one and done.
Yes.
Knit along
podcast.
And so there are several other podcasters that are participating in it. And I'll put it in the Ravelry, in the first post in the Ravelry groups as to who they are. Anyway, the point is you can also triple, quadruple, quintuple dip and post your finished objects in the finished object threads of all the different podcasts. Also, Fiber Hustle is doing the hashtag knit one and done.
Right.
And pulling prizes from that. So Nancy from Trilogy Yarns, who is generous to a fault. Had some mugs made up that are going to be a prize, and I think she's mailing one of the mugs to each of the podcasters for us to give away. And then
we'll do this.
Caleb, the fact that he donated this bag is amazing.
And we might put some skeins of yarn in here too.
Yeah. We're not sure exactly what we're going to do yet, but we know that this will be a gift.
This will definitely be a gift. I just think it's really, I like giving stuff away that's given to me. It just, it's nice. So.
Yeah, so.
So the rules are.
Oh yeah, you do that part.
So the rules are, it is, it's supposed to be something, so it started a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it runs to the end of September. And the idea is that in that time, you knit a project with a single skein of yarn.
Right.
So, so it's not accepting, it's not work, you can't really put a work in project. It's supposed to.
The thought is you do a quick knit one and done with one skein of yarn.
Yeah. Which, for my product, I am not doing.
You're doing multiple skeins?
No, it's not going to be quick.
Oh, yeah.
I think in the spirit of all of our knit-alongs is I will not finish in time. But...
or cursed.
Or cursed. I feel like
Did I tell you I'm almost done with mine?
No. Do you want to do yours first?
Yeah, let me show you.
Okay. So Scott will finish on time, and he will enter...
Here's my project.
Oh, my God. Is it just a skein of yarn?
I know that I'm going to use this yarn. I haven't cast it on yet. I don't even know what project I'm going to do.
You're going to do socks.
No, I don't want to do socks.
You can do a cowl. That's fingering weight, right?
It's sock yarn.
Okay.
So this is Trilogy Yarns. Nancy gifted this to us. It's Midwest Sunset is this amazing color, and I've never taken it out. I'm going to take it out. So Ross from Smells Like Yarn
took a picture out of a plane.
Yeah, took a picture out of an airplane, and it was beautiful. And she based this colorway on that picture.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Hang on, I'd already messed it up.
Oh my God.
So this is the skein that I'm going to use. And I'm pretty sure she has this in, well, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I know that she sells this regularly. So it's amazing. So I've toyed with doing another sockhead hat.
I think that'd be really cool.
I mean, I don't want to do a pair of socks because I feel like I like having, I love, you know me, I could only knit socks and be happy. But I feel like this skein, I would hate to hide it under pants and shoes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, you know what I talked about this last time?
Oh, did you?
Drapey cowl.
You could do a sockhead cowl.
Yeah, we had this conversation last episode. But what I don't want to do a tight cowl though. I want to do a drapey cowl.
Yeah.
So I just need to find a pattern that's a drapey cowl.
That'd be fun.
You know, and the other thing I could do is I could do a sock head cowl, but double the number of cast-on stitches and not make it as wide.
Yeah.
Or even triple the number of cast-on stitches.
Yeah, you could do that.
You know, and just do some boring rib and then.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a yarn as a star project.
You know, I wonder if maybe you know this. Does stockinette or garter kind of lay better? Like if I was gonna wear, because you know my whole thing about how I want to be the gay person that wears the like white, like a shirt like this,
and a white,
and then has a fun drapey cowl over top of it. And I don't want to offend anyone. Anybody can wear a cowl like that. I'm talking about people out there that are better fashion, or what's the word?
A little more fabulous.
More stylish and fabulous than I am. Because I don't wear anything stylish and fabulous. And I think if I were to take like a plain button-up shirt like this shirt, and just wear like a fun cowl. Because I've tried to do that before, but I've never knit a cowl that's intended for that. So I end up wearing these cowls that are like on my neck. But I want them to be more of a fashion statement than to be warming my neck.
So it's not a functional cowl.
It's not a functional cowl. I mean, I'm not kidding.
It's a decorative cowl.
It's a decorative cowl, yes. So, what I'm wondering is, would it make more sense to? Of course, if I did it in stockinette, or I mean in garter, I would either have to purl every other row, or I would have to seam it.
Oh yeah.
So I probably will do stockinette in the round then.
Yeah. I think the sockhead cowl, you could just adjust.
Double the number of stitches or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, look, it's done. Isn't it fabulous?
Nice.
Right. Enough of that.
That's silly.
So anyway, yeah. So end of September.
Yeah.
And by the time this is posted, the Ravelry groups will be up for
we
our
promise. We've been
submissions.
delinquent. Sorry.
We're in Wisconsin. Everything moves slowly in Wisconsin.
So what I'm doing is I have this cowl. It's called Raven. It is black.
You finally admit it.
I'm just. It's easier. And it's from. What is it?
Hang on, our dog is snoring behind us on the couch.
Alpaca's Devace, whatever. You pronounce it.
Alpaca's Devace.
Devace.
Except this is not a French. I thought this was like a French thing. It's actually like.
It's like DeVos, like Versailles.
Yeah. It's like in Wisconsin or so. I don't actually know where it is, but it's probably DeVos.
I think it's Missouri.
I have no idea.
You got it in Notorious.
Oh yeah. It is, yeah, and they don't die anymore.
Yeah. No, they might die anymore.
You said it was from. Oh no, that was a different.
That was a different thing. I forgot.
Yeah, that was Notorious. A different skeiny yarn.
No, I think they still exist.
Yes, they do because we looked them up.
It's an 8515 Surrey Merino. So it's 500 yards. So it is a 500 yard skein.
125 grams. Right?
125 grams. So it's a big skein. And so what I'm doing is I'm doing the scarf, and the pattern is called Caden. It is by, where did I find it? Caden by Kyle Konecki.
Yeah.
Kyle Konecki. From Quince & Company.
Quince & Co.
Quince & Co. But anyway, it is a scarf, and it is knit flat, and it is this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but hopefully we can do sort of a close-up. But what it does is it has these sort of, it's like almost like a faux cable where you carry up yarn, like these long yarn overs up with a, you sort of trap it under, you trap the float from...
There's a float in the front.
There's a float in the front.
With a knit stitch.
Knit stitch a row up. So it's almost, it has a little bit of almost feels like a brioche a little bit, where you have like a like you have this ridge that's created by a larger stitch.
Oh.
And yeah.
It creates little chevrons.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I think...
that's a good way to use that yarn.
Yeah.
Because that yarn is drapey and
it's drapey, it's
alpaca.
long.
You just said, but how much, is it 100% alpaca?
It's 85, what is it? 85-15. So it's Surrey, 85 Surrey, alpaca, and 15% merino.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that gives it a little more body.
Little body. Yeah, it's not as limp as alpaca is. But yeah, and it's not, the stitch pattern is pretty easy. So and I just think it just looks really elegant, for lack of a better word. I feel like I really like it. It's a pretty easy pattern, and it's basically, it's not quite popcorn knitting because you have to pay a little bit of attention. Mm-hmm. So it's I'll think of a word for that, but you have to pay a little bit of attention, but not a lot of attention. So
it's like taco knitting.
Nacho knitting.
Nacho knitting.
you can eat them and watch TV and stuff, but you have to sort of make sure you have to look down.
Well, you have to pay attention because you want to get like the right stuff on the chip.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Okay, it's nacho knitting. So anyway, and the cool thing is there is a there's a right side, wrong side, but the pattern is there's not a front or a back. There's so that's
it's nice on either side.
It's nice on the other side, which I always find I've had some. I feel like.
Wait a second. That's interesting. It looks. Wait, it looks identical.
Is it?
Yes.
Hang on. No, because there's 4 things on this side and 3 on this side.
Yeah, but still it's identical. But those things are on both sides.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. So.
Oh, God. Oh, wait, are you knitting this? Or you're knitting it flat? So that's how that happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my head just exploded.
So, anyway, I'm assuming, I will just knit this until I run out of yarn, basically. So.
It's a lot of yarn.
It is a lot of yarn. That's why I feel like
it's a fun project, though.
It is a fun project. I feel like I'm going to miss the deadline for a knit along, but.
Yeah. Big surprise there.
I mean, I'm not eligible to win a prize, so. Although I would be a fan of other people's, maybe.
Yeah, that's tacky.
That is tacky.
Okay, so I want to talk about something.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
So anyway, and then I feel it's a little, it's
airy.
A little airy right now, but I think when I did the sample and I blocked it, that
it bloomed.
It bloomed a little bit. So, and it's definitely not it's not a completely decorative scarf, but I mean, it's not like a big, you don't wear this when it's 20 below out. This is kind of where you're.
This is a fall spring scarf.
Fall spring scarf, jaunty little pop of black on your thing.
It's not a thing. All right, so I want to talk about something that we did not discuss that we were going to talk about.
Oh dear.
So we have an opportunity to acquire multiple, I don't know if you'd call them fleeces.
Oh, right.
Multiple bags of alpaca.
Yeah.
Fur, whatever you call
Fleece.
it.
Fuzz.
And hair. So
like bags.
Multiple bags. So we have a
friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend who
raises
alpacas, and he doesn't want to deal with he was going to try to sell it, I think, and my impression is he just doesn't want to deal with it. So we're like, well, that would be fun. So what I'm assuming is that we would need to get it and have someone process it, because we're not in a position to do that ourselves. We'd have no experience working. I mean, eventually we would like to do that.
You know what we could do?
Can I finish my thought?
No.
Let me finish my thought.
No.
So
we could.
Let me finish my thought. And then you can spitball all you want. So what I'm assuming we're going to have to do is get it, send it off to be processed, and remember when we went to that mill in Wisconsin?
Yeah, we could actually send it there, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, though, they said they were willing to blend it with wool.
Yeah, for sure.
When they get other fibers. So we could take this alpaca and have it blended with... Now, the other thing is, it's not... I don't know that I've ever seen yarn that's not either Surrey or baby alpaca. So can you use adult alpaca
I have no
to
idea.
make yarn? This is where I would be interested. Yes, we can do our own research and we can talk to people.
But it's more fun
to hear from people that watch our YouTube show. So
I can't remember that one yarn I bought at the state fair, like years and years ago. That I ended up holding double.
Yeah, for your mom's hat.
I don't know if that was Siri. It was that was not baby alpaca. That was regular alpaca. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Interesting.
So that alpacas d'Ovas, was that baby alpaca?
No, it's Surrey alpaca.
Right. And I don't even know what that means. Is that like a breed?
I don't know.
We're so uneducated. So anyway, I'd be curious. It'd be interesting to get some advice for people who have come in to
fleece, alpaca fleece.
Alpaca, yeah. So and he's giving it to us for free because he just wants to get it off his hands.
Yeah.
So, okay, anyway.
So we're that's in our future.
Was your spitballing about sending it to the BlackBerry?
No, I thought we could do is I could send like 2/3 of it off, and then keep like a little bit to sort of like do a little, say like, okay, so we could like have a little bit that we could just sort of play with and try doing the process.
I get the impression that working with alpaca is really difficult. Like it's not the same as like spinning with wool, with a wool fleece.
I have no idea. So,
all right. So we're going to transition, and I'm going to talk about my last work in progress and acquisition along with that. Is that good?
Yep.
All right. So this is again my bearded pearl bag. So I am knitting socks for myself out of the most recent, not the most recent, out of the August colorway from the Princess Bride sock subscription from Trilogy Yarns. This is Princess Buttercup, and we just watched on Friday. We watched the Princess Bride with our neighborhood. Every Friday, we get together with our neighborhood friends. We bought a projector and we project a movie onto a screen that somebody attaches to their garage door on their garage, and we sit outside and watch movies together. So we watched The Princess Bride this week, and it's fun. Like, so her riding, the dress that she wears when she's on the horse, it's just cool. Anyway, the colorway is very obviously from that. So this is obviously the main skein, and then Nancy sends you a contrasting mini. And I'm going to go back to an idea that I had several months ago where I bought like 3 skeins of gold yarn. So I'm doing the cuff and the heel in the contrasting mini, and then I'm going to do the toe in gold.
Oh, cool. That'll be fun.
So
that'll look good with the red.
I'm going to start to do that as my thing.
Okay. Socks by Scott.
Socks by Scott, which also is gold toe yarn, toe socks, which, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, I'm past, and I just completed the gusset decreases. So now I've just got to knit the foot and the toe.
Cool.
Now, I've gotten the August, or maybe it's September. Nancy tried to explain this to me, and as with everything with Nancy, I have a gap in my knowledge because I said she lived in 14 different cities in Wisconsin or in Washington and whatever. So this, and Nancy got new labels, so that's kind of fun. So this is inconceivable. I think this is amazing.
Yeah.
So just as a reminder, her base is 80/20 merino nylon, and it is superwash merino nylon. And she got, let me see if I can hold up her new labels.
Well, why don't you just take a picture of it later?
Well, yeah, I can do that, but this is what from a distance, I guess, this is what her new labels look like. And I just, Nancy's going to laugh at me. I just noticed it's a Y behind the T. I can hear Nancy now. So anyway, this is super cool.
Yeah.
I just think this is amazing. What I also found out is that this is an ongoing sock membership that you buy in 3-month increments.
Oh, and then the next one will be something else?
No, it's always Princess Bride. Till she decides, she told me on knit night.
Oh.
Until she decides to change.
Till she runs out of like.
Yeah, right. Till she runs out of. Because eventually she's going to have to get to like rodents of unusual size and fire swamp. And,
oh my god, I would get the rodents of unusual size.
Cliffs of despair or cliffs of insanity.
Cliffs of insanity. You know, when you get to the crypt keeper, you've sort of like stopped.
My name is Inigo Montoya. So yeah. So anyway, amazing.
That's awesome.
I can't wait to knit socks. I'm sorry. This one might have to be socks for me.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Rather than socks for someone else.
Yeah. I mean, it's your prerogative to knit socks, not for me.
Well, I do that thing where I knit a pair for me and then I knit a pair for someone else. So I'll probably go into my stash for whomever I'm going to knit my next pair of socks for. I've only knit one pair I've knit two for Betty Ann at this point. Maybe I'll knit another pair for Betty Ann. But
you might not want to now.
I would really like that color.
So, Scott, you might not want to after you hear this. So, this is the BA update. So, this is again thanks to the network of people who help us. We get tips from people.
Wait a second.
Do you need another drink, babe? Okay.
I ain't ready.
It's all good. It's all good. No, it's not as bad as it could be.
It's not as bad as her. Whatever she did to those people with the possum contest or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's well, it depends.
Okay.
So anyway, we have a whole network of, we call them BA spotters, and
similar to tornado spotters.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's the same level of destruction.
Same level of destruction, same level of So they kind of will let us know when stuff crops up, and there are people who watch this podcast, people who are just concerned. And so I got
a lot of people from her community.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been BA'd, you're probably a BA spotter.
Right.
So I got an email from one of our BA spotters who works in New York for a major publishing house, and BA's writing a book. So I don't know if you know this, but she's actually quite a prolific writer.
Have we talked about this before?
No, because it's a little. She writes a lot, but it's mostly fan fiction.
Oh God!
So she's really famous for. She's written some Days of Our Lives fan fiction, but it's all from the point of view from Satan as he's possessing Marlena. But she's really most famous for her Chips fan fiction.
As in the California Highway Patrol
Interstate
television?
Patrol, yeah.
Interstate Patrol
She
television?
writes. She's really famous for the Chips fan fiction.
No, it was a lowercase I.
Yeah.
California Highway Patrol.
Okay. What does the I stand for?
It's a little highway. It was a little I. Because other would be a chips. So they had to put the I in there for chips.
So yeah, she's really famous for her Chips fan fiction. Her most famous one is called Prenatal Poncherelli, which is a sort of crossover with Chips and the movie Junior. And instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger getting pregnant, Ponch gets pregnant.
Okay, wait a second. I got to break this down. So Junior's the movie where Danny DeVito... No, that's Twins.
That's Twins. Junior's the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Emma Thompson where Arnold Schwarzenegger carries a baby to term.
Okay.
So Betty Ann, being Betty Ann, did a crossover.
Okay.
The characters from Junior visit the Chips universe, and through a wacky series of mishaps...
Was that Lorenzo? No, that wasn't Lorenzo Lamas.
That's Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada. Okay,
Yeah.
so Eric Estrada she wrote a book about Eric Estrada being pregnant.
I mean, a novella. It's not a,
Okay.
So that's her most famous one.
Okay.
So it's Prenatal Poncherelli. Just find it on the internet. It's there. So anyway, so she's always had that urge to write.
Prenatal Poncherelli.
So, but apparently she is writing. She has moved out of the world of fan fiction, and this is a nonfiction memoir tell-all.
Oh, God.
So, luckily, we were able to hack into her computer.
Well, it ain't hard.
It ain't hard because here's the
All
deal.
of her past. Well, I'm not going to say because.
Well,
so dirty.
And
you know what I was thinking of? It wasn't that she was a prolific writer. She was a prolific knitting pattern maker with all of her dirty knitting patterns.
Yeah.
That's
She's moved. I mean, she does a lot. Your mom.
She dabbles.
So anyway, it was easy to get her on her computer because that BA's obsessed with Star Wars, right?
Right. Oh, right. Because of her birthday when she was little, she had that Star Wars birthday.
Yeah, exactly. And so she's especially obsessed with Wedge Antilles. So
nobody's obsessed with Wedge Antilles.
So all of her
passwords. Most people don't even know Wedge Antilles is.
But like, if you go in and you can usually figure out her passwords because it's some sort of like, it's like Antilles babe or
oh yeah, hot for Antilles.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So or Wedgerific or
Right.
So it's pretty. I mean, now we've given that away.
Wedge for life.
Wedge for life, yeah. So we had someone hack into her computer, and I read
her other son, Jason, helped us.
So I read the first couple of chapters. It's still she hadn't submitted a manuscript. She was sort of doing inquiries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the first couple of chapters are written, and the problem is I thought it would be all lies, but it's all true. Every word is true. And
so, why is she doing this?
For attention.
Well, obviously.
It's
So is she gonna talk about like when she bullied all the other Girl Scouts when she was in Girl Scouts?
Yeah, I mean I think the you can only imagine. I mean, she's like to 8th grade at this point, and it's already ridiculous.
And how she burned down the house that they lived in Italy.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting read. So we got in there, and sorry, Betty Ann, we deleted it. I felt like it was important to not see the light of day. Mm-hmm. So we will.
Well, she would go to prison. I mean, not everything has a statute of limitations.
That's true. So yeah, it's for her own good.
Right. We're protecting her.
So we've been going and deleting. I think we found all the copies, but this is our kind of plea to the universe. If you follow blogs and you see the BA autobiography, I made my son gay.
I was an overbearing mother.
Right.
I made my son gay.
I
dressed him up in patent leather shoes.
Just let us know. We'll get rid of it. Yeah. It just needs to be scoured from the world.
It needs to be removed. I mean,
the truth is out there, but like no one needs to know it.
2020 has been bad enough.
That's so true. So,
we don't need to add to it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on with Betty Ann.
We need to get her. We need to redirect her energy into some other hobby.
Yeah, the problem is she doesn't really stick to them very long.
That is so true. So true. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going on in BA land.
Well, I appreciate you telling me.
Yeah, no, of course. And
again, I don't like to. I can't. You are the one that has to stay on top of things. You're the one that. I mean, you technically are the one who founded the nonprofit Stop BA.
Yeah. The BA
LLC,
spotters, yeah.
BA spotters, yeah.
So, we do the Lord's work. So
well, and what she doesn't know is like the Unsolved Mysteries people have been reaching out to us about.
Well, that's what I'm a little worried about. Is it will solve some of those unsolved mysteries,
and they'll all go back to that tell-all book.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Okay, well let's move on.
Let's move on. It's handled for now. We've Olivia Poped it.
Good.
So your job is to just keep distracting her so she doesn't return
anymore.
To it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I think if you see her fan fiction online, again it's Chip's fan fiction. I forget what the title is. Just write really positive comments and encourage her because we feel like that's a healthy outlet for her talents.
Yes.
In some ways, Prenatal Poncherelli is one of the better things I've read in my life. It's engaging. The characters are well developed. It's kind of a funny.
Who's the father?
It's never really said. It's a lab mix-up.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes more sense.
So, but I would not recommend if you find her Happy Days fanfic. Don't read that. It's disgusting.
No. No. I mean. She was hot for the Fonz. That's all.
No one needs to read that. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of, yeah.
Makes your eyes bleed.
A little bit, yeah.
All right.
So anyway,
should we talk about, speaking of movies and TV and stuff like that, should we talk about our movie of the week?
Yes.
Or of the movie of the fortnight?
Yes.
As the needles at the ready guys might say.
Yes.
Okay, so we have our best friend with us. This fortnight was The Lady Vanishes.
The Lady Vanishes.
And okay, so The Lady Vanishes. So we're gonna do our.
So do you want to do a little
our structure here?
Sure.
Give it a little structure.
So Lady Vanishes is a 1979 movie, or 78, I can't remember.
It was 79. It was actually released in theaters in 80.
Okay, 79, 80 movie. The Lady Vanishes. It's a remake of an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
From 39.
From 39. And it stars Angela Lansbury, who is the lady who vanishes.
Yes.
And then the other two leads are Sybil Shepherd and Elliot Gould.
What do I know him from? I know him from a million things, but
he was in Ocean's 11. He's the
but I feel
big
like he's
backer. He was like one of the parents on Friends. I think it was Ross's dad on Friends.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's actually exactly where I know him from.
So,
but I know he's kind of a famous actor.
Oh,
right?
yeah. And he was really, I think like, he was like the big, he was married to Barbara Streisand at one point.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and her son Jason Gould is
his son.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that was quite the power couple.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sybil Shepherd, Elliot Gould, no one else I recognized.
No.
So yeah, the plot is Sybil Shepherd gets on a train in Germany, meets Angela Lansbury. They hang out. Sybil Shepherd takes a nap, and when she wakes up, she can't find Angela Lansbury and no one on the train. They're like, no, there wasn't.
No, nobody has any memory of her supposedly.
Yeah.
Except for one woman.
Yeah. So it's
But then even that one woman, when she sees there's a woman that impersonates her. That one woman. Yeah.
So that's the plot. So.
Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
All right. So I would give it. This is really hard because it was a fun...
Wait, so should we talk about like our criteria for the
Let's talk about... We should get better.
We're gonna edit.
So
because we didn't take notes on this one.
let's go back and do that. Okay. So there are a list of things that we watch for. What is that called? There's a term for that, right? Like
criteria.
Not criteria. It's like our checklist.
Sure.
We'll call it our checklist. She got third billing.
She did.
And
I feel like
wait, before we get let's back up a second.
Mm-hmm.
So billing, where she rates in the billing, that really only matters, or that's really only something that we can judge with older movies, right?
No. Billing is super important.
But we've talked about this before, like if the cast is listed alphabetically in the credits at the end of the movie.
But the billing at the front of the movie, that is super, super, super negotiated.
Is that always a thing? Like, or do movies always have the actors listed at the beginning?
Yeah,
like even today?
And who gets listed? Not always, but like
a lot of the time.
A lot of the times, like, so at one point I was doing this thing for like, one of my jobs a long time ago, I learned a lot about movie posters. And so the way that people appear on movie posters is really crazy, like how high someone is, who's the furthest to the right, the font, all of that is like all written into contracts and stuff like that. So that's why billing is such a big deal. So
I feel like that's something that Todd would know a lot about for some reason.
Probably.
I don't know why. He just
seems like the type that might. So she is third billing, which I think makes sense in this movie. So
yes, I'm sorry, third billing. Yes. So and then there were no cats.
There were no cats.
There was a lot of knitting.
There was, so Angela Lansbury knits, and another woman knits, too.
Yes, and they both are knitting what I've learned is a common style of knitting, which I want to learn. where it's almost held like a pencil.
Yeah.
The one, and I heard some of our people commented last time we talked about
this. It's like Irish cottage knitting.
Yeah.
Did I make that up?
Well, I remember the Irish part. I don't remember the cottage part. But
sure.
But it was something that a lot of people said that their mothers knit that way or their grandmothers knit that way. But so she was knitting, and then they go into another train car, and were both of the women knitting in the train car?
I think so, and they're both British, so...
Yeah, but they were knitting in that style as well.
I think so.
Couldn't really see what they were knitting.
No,
it was a small amount of knitting,
yeah.
So, so there was no harm to any cats.
Nope.
And is that all on our
I think
checklist?
that's usually what we pay. Oh, and was she playing her age?
Oh, right.
Which I would say, sure.
So she would have been 45. No. Yes, she would have been 45. No, she would have been 55.
55, yeah.
So, I would say she was playing her age.
Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking 1970. It was 1980.
Yeah.
So she was probably playing her age.
Yeah. Nothing.
Because she was a working British nanny.
Right.
Yeah. Not that means she has to be 55, but I mean she wasn't retired.
Right.
Yeah. So okay. This is hard because it was a really enjoyable movie for me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Angela Lansbury in the movie. I thought she was really fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the weird thing is it's a thriller/comedy, right? Mm-hmm. So you have the whole, like, they're going through Nazi Germany on a train, and they can't find this woman, and, there's a whole, like, sort of, like, suspense thing with that, but it's also a comedy.
Yeah. And so, I was the original that way?
So I've not seen the original, but apparently the original is very much, it's chills, laughs, and something like that.
Oh, okay. So it was also a comedy thriller.
Yeah.
I feel like that movie could have been done as not that movie, but this concept, this story could be told as almost like a horror movie.
Oh yeah.
I would really like to see it done that way.
Yeah.
And there was also a remake in 2013 or 2018.
Maybe. I can't remember.
It was in the last 10 years. It was a made-for-TV movie, which we didn't watch that either. But anyway, it's hard because I really liked Angela Lansbury. I love Sybil Shepherd as an actress. I don't know if I would say that she did great in this movie because I feel like she did Sybil Shepherd. She did Moonlighting Sybil Shepherd.
Right.
Where she's kind of like, everything's sarcastic and she's kooky. And I just think she could have been a little... But then again, she was playing this flighty, heiress.
Yeah, I think one of the things they were talking about, I read in the reviews, which I kind of agree with, is like, neither Sybil Shepherd nor Elliot Gould felt very period.
Oh.
So, like,
that's a good point. Because it was set in the
30s,
pre-World War II.
So, like, it's really hard, especially I feel like they felt like they were playing...
Somebody in the 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
Early 80s, 70s. But, yeah, I...
So anyway, I would give it 3 out of 5 stars.
Yeah,
I enjoyed watching it, but... I didn't love it.
I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was a little... I'd be curious to see the original one because I feel like the way it felt like it would go from like a funny bit to a intense bit to a funny bit to an intense bit, and it just didn't... I feel like those didn't gel super well.
Because, so thinking about this a little more... I think with Sybil Shepherd, I got the funny, I got the wacky, but I didn't get the intense.
Right.
I didn't get because if you wake up on a train and you've spent time with this person, and nobody else, everybody else acts like they didn't exist, that would be really disturbing. Although they did try to explain it away as though she was an alcoholic and she was drunk and she had a dream and she dreamed up this woman and all that kind of stuff. But I think that would be because she's in Germany,
right?
and it's very tense between
the British and the Germans.
I think, speaking of the whole thing where it's like those actors didn't feel period. I think in the 39 movie, the two main characters, Elliot Gould and Sybil Shepherd play, they were British, and I think that would have. They probably just wanted those actors.
Yeah. So they had two Americans.
Yeah, if they'd done, they made them American in this movie. I think if they'd kept them as British.
Yeah. The nice thing is that this version, the Hitchcock version, and the remake are all on Amazon Prime. So I actually would be curious to watch the original.
Yeah, I would too.
So
because I mean, pretty much anything Hitchcock is going to be fun
and interesting and stuff like that. And this is I think his first big film in England.
It was entertaining for sure.
Yeah, and it was definitely one of those things that, again, is the reason we do this is because you get to watch this is very different from Mary Poppins Returns.
Yes.
So, yeah.
The whole point is to watch stuff that we would never just randomly sit down and be like, let's watch this. So do you have a movie for us?
All right. So what we're going to watch for next week is The Long Hot Summer.
Okay. It's got Paul Newman.
Starring Paul Newman and I think Joanne Woodward. Yeah. That'll be fun. And Orson Welles. Oh my God. And Lee Remick. We had some other ones from this is one of the ones we queued up as a possibility for last time.
The descriptions up. That's right.
So,
yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Wait, this isn't the wacky sex comedy?
No. This is the...
Eventually we'll have to get through that
This
one.
is accused barn burner and con man Ben Quick arrives in a small Mississippi town and quickly ingratiates himself with its richest family, the Varners.
What was that movie we watched? I'm assuming it was an Angela Land. I have such a bad memory. That movie where it was in the Florida Keys.
That was All Fall Down.
She was in that, right?
Yeah, she was the mother.
Crazy
mother.
Yeah. That's right. Okay.
So yeah, I think it's supposed to be very good.
So is there are there other versions? It looks like
like it.
Yeah. And it's on Prime Video. Amazon
it's on Prime Video. It must be written by William Faulkner.
Oh, it's a novella.
It's a novella.
All right.
So The Long Hot Summer.
Long Hot Summer. All right. Well, do we have anything else on our agenda?
I don't believe so. That was our. I think we got our tune-alongs out of the way. Our works.
I don't have anything over here in my
no acquisitions
podcast box.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you everybody if you're still here.
If you're still here.
For watching, and then we'll be back next week. Well, I don't know if we'll be back next week actually because my parents will be in town.
Yeah. Your dad, not BA.
Yes, my dad and his wife.
Yeah.
But maybe we can squeeze one in on Monday or something. So.
Yeah. We'll see. Oh yeah, that's right. It is Labor Day, so we'll have an extra day.
So,
all right.
Thanks everybody.
All right. Bye.